Hello, dear student. The next part in origin and evolution of life, that is human evolution. It has been traced that the human evolution appeared to have evolved from a tree-dwelling shrew-like animals. These are the small animals which are living on trees. And this process begins in Pliocene epoch. During this process, the arboreal mammals, they are adapted to life on land. That means the arboreal animals, they are evolved into terrestrial animals. This descent must have been due to some driving force. When we see in classification of mammals, we can observe that human, that is Homo sapiens sapiens, we are kept in class mammals. Along with humans, there are marsupials, which are pouched mammals, for example, kangaroo. Then monotremes, these are the egg-laying mammals, for example, duck-billed platypus, and ithorians, that is the placental mammals. These mammals, they are divided into three groups: marsupials, then monotremes, and ithorians. Again, ithorians, they are subdivided into so many orders. One of them is order primate. Again, that order primates is divided into suborder Prosomia and suborder Anthropoidy. In suborder Prosomia, there are lemurs and pterosaurs. These lemurs and pterosaurs, these are our ancestors, and mostly they are living arboreal natures. That means they are living on trees. Then suborder Anthropoidy, again it is divided into three groups: New World monkey, Old World monkey, and hominid. In New World monkey, these are long, non-prehensile tailed monkeys, for example, squirrel monkey, spider monkey, and these monkeys, they are found in America continent. While Old World monkeys, they are short, having non-prehensile tails, in which there may be baboons, macaws, and langurs. And these monkeys, they are found in Asia and Africa. And hominidia, these are the great apes. These great apes, they may be arboreal apes such as gibbons, then semi-arboreal apes such as gorilla, chimpanzee, and orangutans, and erect posture, that is hominids, human beings. This is the classifications. That means we are kept in suborder Anthropoidy, order primates, and class mammals. This suggests us that these old world monkey, new world monkey, apes, then lemurs, pterosaurs, these are ours. In this chart, it can be seen that we are most closely related to gibbons, chimpanzee, and gorilla. These are our close ancestors. The major evolutionary trends in transition from ape to man are considered. There are special characteristics they have been acquired by man during the course of evolutions. Major changes that took place in evolution of man include increase in size and complexity of brain as compared to our ancestor. Then increase in intelligence, increase in cranial capacity, then bipedal locomotion, then the divine gift, that is opposable thumb, erect posture, shortening of forelimbs and lengthening of hind limbs. Then development of chin, broadening of pelvic girdle, development of lumbar curvatures. There are 4 curvatures in human being. These are cervical, thoracic, lumbar and sacral curves. They are present in our thorax, in our backbones. Then social and cultural development, that is development of articulate speech, then art, development of tools, etc. There are 4 main stages in origin of man. These are ape stage, second ape man stage, third primitive man, they are also known as prehistoric man, and the fourth one modern man. In ape stage, the ancestor of man was primitive ape. They are living about 30 million years ago, and these are the primitive ancestral ape. For example, Propiliopithecus. They may give rise to Dryopithecus. Then in second stage, that is ape man stage. This is the intermediate stage between apes and men. And the important ape men include Rampithecus, Keniapithecus, Australopithecus. Of these, Australopithecus was the connecting link between apes and primitive men. The third stage in human evolution, that is primitive men or prehistoric men. They were the first true men. For example, Homo habilis, they are also known as Handyman. Homo erectus, they are known as Java man or Peking man, and Homo neanderthalensis. And the fourth stage in human evolution, they are the modern man. They includes all the existing men and also some extinct men, such as Cro-Magnons. They are also known as Homo sapien fossilis. These are the extinct modern man, and the today's modern man, that is Homo sapiens sapiens. Now we are studying human evolution regarding the following points, such as appearance, that means where they are living, then site of fossil records, that means where the first fossils that is found, the name of that site, then the period, that means in which time scale, in which periods they are living, then skeletal features, that means the fossils which are found. These fossils, they shows some features, that means their heights, then other some things. Then the next point, that is posture, either they are semi-erect, erect, upright, etc. Then this capacity of brain, cranial capacity, and some spatial features. The first one, that is appearance. Where we are studying, we are comparatively studying about Dryopithecus, Rampithecus, Australopithecus, Homo habilis, Homo erectus, Neanderthal man, and Homo sapiens. These are our ancestors. First, appearance. Dryopithecus is ape-like. Rampithecus is man-like. Australopithecus is known as the connecting link between ape and man. Homo habilis, they are known as handyman because they make tools. Homo erectus is known as ape man. Neanderthal man is an advanced prehistoric man, and Homo sapiens is a modern man. Then second point, that is site of fossil records. Dryopithecus fossils are found in Lake Victoria of Africa. Then Harithalanga, Himachal Pradesh. The fossils of Rampithecus, they are found in Shivalik Hills in India and even in Kenya. The fossils of Australopithecus, they are found in Tong in South Africa, then Ethiopia and Tanzania. Fossils of Homo habilis, they are found in Oduwai Gorge, Tanzania in Africa. Then fossils of Homo erectus, they are found in Java and Peking. Therefore, they are also known as Java man and Peking mans. Then fossils of Neanderthal mans, they are found in Neanderthal Valley of Germany. And fossils of human being, they are also found in Africa. Then the third point, that is geological time period. Dryopithecus, they are living in Miocene epoch about 20 to 25 million years ago. Then Rampithecus, they are also present in Miocene epoch, but in early Pliocene. Their time scale is about 14 to 20 million years ago. Australopithecus are maybe living in late Pliocene or early Pleistocene epoch, about 4 to 1.8 million years ago. Homo habilis, they are living in late Pliocene or early Pleistocene era, about 2.5 to 1.4 million years ago. Homo erectus, they are living in Pleistocene epoch about 1.5 million years ago. And Homo erectus, these are the today's man. Then skeletal features. Australopithecus, they are not taller, about 4 feet in height. Their jaws are larger. Face is prognathous. Chin is absent. And they have lumbar curvature is present, which are present in today's living being. Then in Homo habilis, they have lower jaws, lightly built dentation, more like modern man, that means 32 teeth, and they have smaller molars. Then in Homo erectus, these are 5 feet tall. They have prognathous face, their jaws are massive, they have huge teeth, their chin is absent, and they have bony eyebrow ridges. And in Neanderthal man, their skeletal features are heavy build, short prominent brow ridges, low forehead, deep jaws, chin is absent. Then their postures, Dryopithecus, they are semi-erect. Then Rampithecus, they are erect. Australopithecus, they are upright. Homo habilis, they are erect like human being. The Homo erectus, they are also erect. Neanderthal man, they are also erect, and modern man is also erect. Then the cranial capacity, that is the volume of brains in cranium. Cranial capacity of Australopithecus is 450 to 600 cc. Cranial capacity of Homo habilis is 650 to 800 cc. Cranial capacity of Homo erectus is 900 cc. Cranial capacity of Neanderthal man is 400 cc. And the cranial capacity of modern man is 450 cc. Then there are some special features. Chimpanzee, Dryopithecus, they shows similarity to chimpanzees. Then Australopithecus, they are known as man with a brain. Then Homo habilis probably did not eat meat, made tools from stones, and therefore they are known as handymans. Then Homo erectus probably ate meat, they may be omnivorous and might have used fire. Then Neanderthal man, they used to hide, they buried their deads, and they construct flint tools. And modern man, there are special features like development of distinct races, developed cave art about 18,000 years ago. Cranial capacity of human beings increases over a period of time, and large size of frontal lobe helped in development of high forehead. Increase in intelligence, necessities physical development so that body and brain could be used effectively and productively. Then freedom of forelimbs from locomotory functions and opposable thumb, these are used to better utilization of hands for holding object effectively and development of motor skills, etc. Then bipedal locomotion, upright posture coupled with stereoscopic vision that help man to move around safety on land. Evolutionary history of man was traced with the help of fossil remains found over a period of time. Some of our ancestors and their evolutionary history is shown in this table we have seen just before, and the above table clearly shows that there is a gradual increase in cranial capacity, shape of skull, and dentition of ancestral humans till date. In evolution and origin of life, we have seen origin of earth, then chemical evolution of life, organic evolution of life, and human evolution. Out of these, the chemical evolution of life, then organic evolution of life, these are non-evolutives, and human evolution is only evolutive part.